In 1953, inside a sleep laboratory at the University of Chicago, electrodes attached to a sleeping volunteer revealed something no one expected. The brain was not resting. It was active, rhythmic, organized. In that moment, science realized that sleep was not the absence of function. It was one of the brain's most essential states. Welcome to Mattermosaic, piecing together the universe, one discovery at a time. Today's story is not about distant galaxies or ancient fossils. It is about something you do every night. For nearly 1/3 of your life, your consciousness disappears, yet your brain performs critical maintenance that keeps memory, emotion, and health intact. This is the science of sleep, how it was discovered, how it works, and why the brain cannot survive without it. For most of human history, sleep was explained through culture rather than biology. In ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, dreams were believed to carry divine messages. In classical Greece, philosophers such as Aristotle considered sleep a cooling of the brain caused by digestion. These ideas persisted for centuries. Scientific understanding began to change in the 19th century. In 1875, British physiologist Richard Caton recorded electrical signals from animal brains in Liverpool. This was an early step toward electroencephalography, or EEG. In 1924, German psychiatrist Hans Berger successfully recorded electrical activity from the human brain in Jena, Germany. For the first time, scientists could observe the brain during sleep. A major turning point came in 1953 at the University of Chicago. Graduate student Eugene Oserinsky and his advisor Nathaniel Kleitman identified a recurring sleep phase marked by rapid eye movements, irregular breathing, and increased brain activity. This stage became known as REM sleep. Their findings showed that sleep was not uniform. It followed structured cycles. Further research throughout the 1950s and 1960s revealed that sleep consists of two major categories: non-REM sleep and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep includes multiple stages, culminating in slow-wave sleep. These cycles repeat approximately every 90 minutes during a typical night. Slow-wave sleep is characterized by large, synchronized electrical oscillations across the cortex. Studies conducted in the 1960s at Stanford University and the University of California showed that this stage is critical for physical restoration. During slow-wave sleep, the pituitary gland releases growth hormone. Tissue repair accelerates. Immune function is reinforced. REM sleep serves a different role. Brain imaging studies conducted in the 1990s at Harvard Medical School and the National Institutes of Health demonstrated heightened activity in regions involved in emotion and memory, including the amygdala and hippocampus. At the same time, activity in the prefrontal cortex is reduced. This explains why dreams are vivid yet illogical. Memory consolidation is one of sleep's most well-established functions. In the 1970s and 1980s, experiments at the Max Planck Institute in Germany showed that animals deprived of sleep struggled to retain learned tasks. Later human studies using EEG and functional MRI confirmed that experiences encoded during waking hours are replayed during sleep. This replay strengthens neural connections and transfers memories from the hippocampus to distributed cortical networks. Sleep also regulates emotional stability. In 2007, researchers at the University of California, Berkeley demonstrated that sleep deprivation increases amygdala reactivity to negative stimuli. Participants who lacked REM sleep showed reduced communication between emotional centers and the frontal cortex. This finding links sleep loss to anxiety and mood disorders. One of the most significant discoveries in sleep science occurred in 2012 at the University of Rochester Medical Center. Neuroscientist Maiken Nedergaard and her team identified the glymphatic system. This system clears metabolic waste from the brain. During sleep, the space between neurons expands by up to 60%. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through this space, removing toxins such as beta-amyloid and tau proteins. These substances are associated with Alzheimer's disease. This mechanism is an established biologichical process, not a hypothesis. Circadian rhythms regulate when sleep occurs. In 1972, researchers discovered the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the hypothalamus as the brain's master clock. This structure synchronizes internal rhythms with external light cues. Melatonin release from the pineal gland increases in darkness, promoting sleep onset. Exposure to artificial blue light at night disrupts this system, a phenomenon documented extensively since the early 2000s. Sleep is not unique to humans. Mammals and birds exhibit REM and non-REM sleep. In 2008, studies on fruit flies at the University of Wisconsin showed sleep-like states with measurable recovery functions. Dolphins and whales display unihemispheric sleep, a documented adaptation allowing respiration while resting one hemisphere at a time. This evolutionary consistency suggests sleep is biologically indispensable. Chronic sleep deprivation has measurable consequences. Large-scale epidemiological studies conducted by the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control since the 1990s link insufficient sleep to cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, impaired immune response, and reduced cognitive performance. These are correlations supported by laboratory evidence. Sleep is not lost time. It is active biological investment. Every night, the brain reorganizes information, repairs cellular damage, and preserves the conditions required for conscious thought. The modern tendency to sacrifice sleep is not a harmless lifestyle choice. It is a biological gamble. Understanding sleep reminds us that intelligence depends on balance. Even the brain requires periodic withdrawal from awareness to remain functional. Consciousness survives because it rests. When the lights go out and awareness fades, the brain does not shut down. It restores the system that makes tomorrow possible. This is Mattermosaic, piecing together the universe, one discovery at a time. If this exploration deepened your understanding of science and the human brain, like, share, and subscribe to support evidence-based storytelling. And tonight, when you fall asleep, remember that your brain will be doing some of its most important work.